Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cathy Chat. As is our tradition here on Cathy Chat, I always have the most incredibly fun people to interview and chat with, and today is certainly no exception. I am super excited for you to meet the one and only Alan Raisman. Hello, I am so glad you're here.
Thank you so much for having me, Cathy.
This is going to be so fun. You are multifaceted. I had the privilege of meeting you the first time at the Happy Neighborhood Project. And every time I get to see you, it's more exciting and more fun. And your smile lights up a room. And I want to get started talking all about Alan. What's up, sir?
Oh, well, thank you, Cathy. It has been so fun meeting you. I've known you, 6 months now?
Yeah.
It's all because of Happy Neighborhood Project. And you just smiled. I smile all the time. We are truly happy people.
Yes.
And I mean, that's an amazing thing about HNP. And we use HMP to promote both of what we do.
Yep.
But you'll meet so many people just like us who are happy people and love to talk and love to network.
Network is definitely a big part of it. And happyneighborhoodproject.com is the group where Alan and I met the first time. And now each of us, we've catapulted from a standpoint of meeting new people, connecting new people, and it's been such a blast. Tell us about your companies and all the different things that you're involved with, because you always have something dynamic to share.
Absolutely. So my background today, the fun of working out, that's my Beachbody business. I am a Beachbody coach, and it's a video workout program I do. I started it back in November of 2017. I started with a country line dancing program, moved on to lifting, boxing, and running. And what I did was, with my first stimulus check from the US government, I made a website and I put sample workouts on it so people can try Beachbody completely free of charge. And then if they like it, let's Zoom. Let's do a Cathy chat. Let's talk about, the opportunities. And, the reason why I do Happy Neighborhood Project is to not only show people who I am, but show people that working out can be fun. Working out does not have to be a chore. You can dance, you can box, you can do whatever it is that makes you happy. There are 80 programs that you can do from the comfort of your home. 6 are on my website completely free of charge.
Oh my gosh, now that sounds like a heck of a deal. How would someone connect with you for that piece?
So my website is thefunofworkingout.com. On there, go to Try Beachbody. There are 6 workouts on there. After that, we can Zoom. I can show them the entire thing on a Zoom conversation. And then there's a 2-week trial where they can try all of it out for 2 weeks. And then we'll chat to see if they want to keep it or cancel it.
Is Beachbody the business that you promote most often in Happy Neighborhood Project?
So Beachbody is one of 2 companies that I work for. Beachbody is my side project. My full-time job, I work in nonprofit and I do marketing. And if you could tell, I like to talk. I like to do marketing. And, my favorite thing is connecting people, whether it be connecting people to each other, connecting people to their local community, or connecting people to a whole new group of people they would not have met if not for Zoom and Happy Neighborhood Project.
That is so awesome. I love that 1,000,000%. I know that you also, I've actually experienced in some of your groups that I've attended, that you help with the fundraising piece. That sounds like, quite frankly, a monumental task, but you are great at it. How did that come to be?
So with the nonprofit, I do marketing, fundraising, and event planning. And I've been with 4 nonprofits over 10 years. And what I tell people is I'm not a marketing consultant. I'm not a fundraising consultant. I don't want to charge you to give you advice. I want to help you. If you want a virtual background like I have, I can make you one free of charge. If you want to brainstorm or do strategy, or even learn about the networking groups that both you and I do, let's chat about it. It's all about helping anybody, any way we can.
That's a beautiful way to do that. And your reach, I would imagine, has expanded quite a bit with HNP. What other networking groups are you involved in?
So I first started with a group called Lunch Club. And Lunch Club is where you could set 3 one-to-one meetings a week. Somebody on Lunch Club introduced me to Happy Neighborhood Project, and I've been with HNP now since April.
Oh.
They also told me about Blitzer. You could do 2 speed networking calls a month on Blitzer for free of charge. And I mean, it's all about getting in front of people. And my favorite thing to do is not only network, but be invited to other networking groups to tell them about all of the other groups. That's how we grow HNP, Lunch Club, and everything. It's getting in front of people.
That's a very good point. Some people are, what would you say, selective or a little bit that compartmentalized as far as, oh, I don't want to tell you about that one. I don't want to tell you about this one. It never seems like that at all for me with H&P, because everybody says, oh my gosh, you'd be so great at, come to this one or come to that one. And it really does feel like a great big family.
And you have to remember, just think of what happened to the both of us since we started networking, especially with H&P. I now am on podcasts. I'm on a Cathy chat. Like, just think of the opportunities that are out there that you would have never had if not for Zoom and the introductions we've had.
Some of the questions I ask sometimes in some of the groups I'm in, if not for the pandemic, what?
Exactly.
And if not for the pandemic, I would not have found H&P. What about you?
The same. If not for the pandemic, I would not only have not found H&P, but it expanded my business network. You know, the nonprofit I work for, we're in one region of the US, but I've gotten volunteers from H&P. I've gotten auction items from H&P. And for Beachbody, I've been able to show Beachbody to thousands of people who I would not have met if not for the pandemic. It's been incredible.
I'm always sorry for the people who have suffered in the illnesses and things like that, of course. But you think about lockdown, shutdown, whatever that looked like for you. If not for the pandemic, many of us who are online right now, virtually mostly, since most of us networked in person before that, we would not have found each other, and our daily lives would not be the same for sure, even from a networking standpoint. So that is one good part of something horrific and definitely globally changing that you can talk about totally. I'm looking at all your backgrounds. You do this background, you create these for people?
I've created about 4 already. So I made one for myself, and I think I made it about 3 months ago. And other people have said, Alan, you have a background. Where'd you get it? I said, I made it. And I said, do you want one? I can make you one. And they said, well, how much would it cost? I said, I do marketing for a living. I'm happy to give you one for free.
Wow.
You know, and it's all about networking. When you're on a Zoom call and you see a virtual background, where'd you get it? Oh, Alan made it for me. Who's Alan? I have to talk to Alan.
Yeah, it is definitely all about networking. And you never know what piece of someone's business is going to get that person in the door to make that dynamic one-on-one connection. Because I've done that before with posting parties and my books and things like that. So I understand that.
And the one thing I'm sorry, Cathy, the one thing I want to tell people is when you're talking to somebody and they say, what's your sales pitch? And, you know, I basically start with, are you okay during the pandemic? And if they say, yes, I'm wonderful, that's awesome. I want to hear that. But if they say, I'm bored or I have nothing to do because I'm stuck at home, I say, I work out at home for one, and I do Zoom calls all day. And they say, well, what do you mean you do Zoom calls all day? I say, I talk to people. I meet with people on H&P. I do one-on-ones. I do podcasting. I'm not bored in the least. And they say, well, maybe I should check that out. And that's how I introduce people to everything that I do.
Bored is one of those words that I cannot comprehend. I seriously cannot comprehend that word. And when I hear people say that, I'm always like, oh my gosh, click on Zoom, click on anything, and you'll be able to find so many places to go. Honestly, what does your daily life look like? Like what is the day in the life of Alan? Tell us about that.
Well, I have a full-time job. I work in the nonprofit space. I work 9 to 5 typically, but because of the pandemic, I work 12 to 8 some days. I work 10 to 6. It doesn't have to be 9 to 5, which allows me to do networking during the day. And because of that, I, depending on the day, do 1 to 3 networking calls. I do my full-time job, the nonprofit. After dinner is when I work out. I do Beachbody workouts on my TV probably around 10 o'clock at night.
Oh my God.
You know, the reason everyone says work out in the morning. And for a lot of people, sure, that is what you do. And what I tell people is if you're going to work out, do it before you shower in the morning or before you shower at night. So you're not mixing up your day. You're just adding 20 to 30 minutes to what you're already doing. For me, I work out at night because it knocks me out. It makes me tired. And that is how I've made it a habit for my nightly routine. It helps me go to bed.
Wow. And actually, I think that would probably be in a lot of people's minds the opposite. Most people get up, work out, take a shower, start their day, and then they're exhausted by 3 o'clock. So it sounds like yours is a very good system for sure.
It's right now 3:15, and I am a ball of energy.
Well, I've never seen you not be a ball of energy, that's for sure, because it's very awesome to see you on these screens all the time. And I really do mean that. What is something that you do for fun that just totally lights you up? Because you do seem to be, you get your energy from somewhere, and I'm sure it's working out, and definitely your health plan. But what lights you up?
Absolutely. So I would say a top 5. The first, photography. I love capturing the world around us, because just like the pandemic, the world can change in an instant. And if I could take photos to not only show my friends on Facebook or Instagram, but show my niece and nephew what the world looked like when they were 5 and what the world looked like when they were 10, so that they can see history whenever. And that's my main hobby, photography. Outside of that, I love to go country line dancing. I go country line dancing in Philadelphia most Friday nights. That's why I started with Country Heat on Beachbody, because I love the country line dance. I do 2 to 3 cruises a year. I love to cruise. And then I'm in the bowling league every summer.
Wow. Now, where have you been on your cruises? Where's some of the highlights?
Well, I tell people I've traveled my whole life. I've been to 30 countries. Recently, cruising takes me usually to the Caribbean or the Bermuda. But last September, we did a cruise to Spain and Italy. I've cruised, throughout Europe. And then outside of cruising, I've been to Australia, Africa, and Asia as well. But because of my partner now and because of my love of cruising, that's all we do. So we do 2 to 3 cruises a year.
That's fascinating. And look at this, okay? The cruises that you do, the travels that you do, and photography that is just part of your lifestyle. I bet you've got magnificent pictures.
Well, so in addition to the travel photos, I photograph my local community. So my first job was at Lehigh Valley Zoo. And if you scroll back far enough, you'll see a lot of animal photos. Now you'll see a lot of photos of my niece, my nephew, and my pets. But when I do travel, you'll see a whole album full of photos.
Wow. Do you have an Instagram page?
I do. Alan Raisman.
Okay.
So at Alan Raisman. It's pretty easy.
Yes, it definitely is easy. I'm not even totally sure I follow you there, because I'd love to see these pictures, because if you already love photography, you love to travel, and you get to travel so much, especially all the countries, my gosh, I bet your pictures are magnificent.
Thank you. And you also have to remember, because of HNP, I now have friends all over the world, that if I'm traveling somewhere, I can meet someone for coffee, or I don't even have to pay for a hotel if I travel somewhere. Like, the pandemic has opened my doors to so much. And I can mix my old hobbies with my new hobby of networking. It's fascinating.
Everything about it is fascinating. And we are definitely thrilled for your success, and being able to watch you in the Happy Neighborhood Project has been amazing. If there is anyone out there who hasn't heard yet of HNP, what would you like to share about that platform?
So HNP has 65 meetings that people can go to. And I tell people, don't just go to your state, because yes, it's great to network in your state, but if you could do business nationally or globally, go elsewhere. I go to the nonprofit HNP because I work for a nonprofit. I go to the Pennsylvania HNP because I live in Pennsylvania. But prior to this week, the HNP Hawaii was at 8 o'clock at night, and I'd rather be on an HNP call than watch Netflix. So I did an HNP call at 8 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. I mean, the possibilities to just talk to people and introduce your brand and your product to so many is amazing.
That's a beautiful point also. And I know there's a lot of different events coming up within the Happy Neighborhood Project. Is there anything about those that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. So coming up next month, March 18th, is the International Day of Happiness. And what I love about the International Day of Happiness is twofold. It's speed networking. So if you like HNP, you have breakout rooms where you meet 3 to 6 people and you each get 2 minutes to talk. But with speed networking, you could meet 20, 30, 50 people, depending how long you speed network for. The other area is there's giveaways. There's at least 2 $25 Amazon gift cards. Last year, there was a computer given away. And for a $10 ticket for a chance to win something like that, who wouldn't want to do it? HNP itself, free of charge, always free of charge. And there are plans that you can purchase to get more out of HNP. But for $10, Let's speed network. What's the downside?
I can't see that there would be any. That would be too fun right off the bat. International Day of Happiness is every year, March 20th. And around that time is when HNP does a wonderful opportunity on Hopin is the platform, hopin.com. And then Global Happiness Summit is usually in the fall sometime. Last year it was October 8th. There's so many different things to do within the Happy Neighborhood Project. And by the way, I happen to know a certain person named Alan is in the top part of the leaderboard all the time for the Happy Co-op. Tell us about the co-op.
So the co-op has probably been my favorite thing of HNP.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, well, why would you join a co-op? What would you get out of it? And my answer to everybody, convenience. So when you sign up for anything, you have to put your information out there. But with HNP, when you join the co-op, you only have to put your information out there once. And then you log in and you can register for any HNP meeting with one click of a button. You can register for the International Day of Happiness with one click of a button. Anything within HNP is in the back of the co-op. And all I had to do was register one time.
And convenience. I mean, seriously, that's the part I don't get. How much does it cost to be part of the co-op?
Free. It's completely free of charge. And my favorite thing to do when I meet somebody who has never heard of HNP is I no longer say sign up for the meeting I go to. I say sign up for the co-op and you can register for any meeting with one click of a button. That's my sales pitch.
Well, your sales pitch is obviously very effective because, as I said, you're always in the top part of the leaderboard. And I know that the revenue share was announced last week and you were in the top of the income earners as well. It's just been phenomenal to see your growth and your connectivity from a standpoint of making everybody feel so welcome everywhere you go. And it definitely, the results, I mean, seriously, the results are there. And you are a perfect example of what Happy Neighborhood Project is all about.
Well, thank you, Cathy.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, to talk about the leaderboard real quickly, before I became a paid plan holder of HNP, I was number 40 in the leaderboard. And I think probably half of the number of people in the co-op now. The last meeting, I was 16th. I mean, to think of how much you can grow is phenomenal. And it's about how many people you introduce to HNP.
Yes.
And it's not just a win for me. You met new people. I met new people. It's a win for everybody.
You think about who you bring into your Chamber of Commerce or your BNI or your lunch club or your Blitzer or wherever you take people to connect them. It just like you said, it's not just a yay me or yay them. It's a yay all of us because networking is such a vital part of how we can all grow our businesses as entrepreneurs. I think this is just fascinating. I really do. I'm thrilled for your success.
Thank you. And let me say one thing. There's a lot of people out there who say, well, why should I join? I don't think I can network. And when I work in the nonprofit, I'm like, well, how can I use networking to benefit the nonprofit I work for? So I said, locally, I can get volunteers, but what can I do nationally or globally? Well, the auction, it's perfect. Last year's auction, we had a 30-minute magic show from a magician in Scotland in the auction. We had a basket from somebody in Florida who she did a beach ball, beach towels, and sunscreen. I mean, you can do anything and get your business in front of the eyes of so many people. And you had to think out of the box, but I did it. And I've been able to get the nonprofit I work for known to so many people outside of my area.
That is, and see, once again, the art of networking, you have taken it to the next level of amazing. And I love that for all of us. In the next few minutes that we have left, is there anything that you want our viewers to know about Alan, about nonprofit, about HNP, about anything that you've got on your heart? Because you are multifaceted and multidimensional, and it's just it's an honor to have you here today.
Well, thank you, Cathy. It's an honor to be here. And what I always tell people is think of this channel. Think of everybody that you've had on this channel. You would not have met if not for the pandemic, if not for HNP. And all I ask of people is connect with either you or me or any of us. And we will introduce you to hundreds or even thousands of people. And just think of the opportunities that are ahead of you.
That's beautiful. And once again, tell our listeners and our viewers how to reach you.
Absolutely. So my personal Instagram, if you want to see the photos of my travels, my niece, my nephew, my pets, at Alan Raisman on Instagram. If you want to watch me do Beachbody, because I do it to motivate myself, and I hopefully will motivate you, that Instagram handle is The Fun of Working Out. If you want to try it for free, thefunofworkingout.com. I'm Alan Raisman on Facebook, Instagram. Let's connect.
That's beautiful. And thank you so much again for being with me today on Cathy Chat. It's been just exciting. And once again, ladies and gentlemen listening and watching with us, it's back to that same thing: energy, effervescence, connectivity, synergism. It's just fantastic to have someone of your stature on this call today. And congratulations on your success, not only with your company, but definitely the reach that you've made in the Happy Neighborhood Project.
Thank you so much, Cathy. I look forward to chatting again.
Thank you. And I know that we will. I have a feeling this will be an ongoing connection, my friend. Thank you so much for being on Cathy Chat. And thank you for everyone listening and watching with us. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.